Julius Caesar, a name that reverberates through the annals of history. He was a soldier, a statesman, a reformer, and above all, a man who reshaped the destiny of Rome. But what did he really do? And how did his extraordinary life lead to the downfall of the Roman Republic? Join me as we explore the life of Julius Caesar, a figure whose ambition and brilliance changed the world forever. To understand our boy Caesar, we must first understand the Rome into which he was born. It was the year 100 BCE. Rome was a republic, but it was far from stable. The Senate, composed of Rome's elite, was locked in bitter power struggles, and the city itself was a tinderbox of political corruption, social inequality, and violence. Caesar was born into the gens Julia, a patrician family with ancient roots but modest influence in his time. His early years were shaped by this political turbulence. His uncle, Gaius Marius, a champion of the common people, was engaged in a bitter rivalry with the conservative Sulla. This rivalry would soon embroil young Caesar. At just 16, Caesar's life took a dramatic turn. His father died suddenly, and soon after, Sulla, now Rome's dictator, ordered Caesar to divorce his wife, Cornelia, a relative of Marius. Caesar refused, displaying a defiance that would characterize his life. He fled Rome, narrowly escaping death. Caesar's exile was a blessing in disguise. He found refuge in the Roman military, serving in campaigns in Asia Minor. It was here that Caesar first demonstrated the strategic brilliance and courage that would later define his military career. After Sulla's death, Caesar returned to Rome, determined to rise through the political ranks. He began as a prosecutor, known for his eloquence and charisma. His sharp oratory and ability to connect with Rome's populace quickly earned him a reputation. Caesar was a master of public image, skillfully leveraging his successes to build alliances and amass power. By his early 30s, Caesar had already held key political offices, but he was just getting started. In 60 BCE, Caesar forged a political alliance that would shape Rome's future, the First Triumvirate. This was a secret pact between Caesar, the wealthy Crassus, and the influential Pompey. Together, they controlled Roman politics, allowing Caesar to secure a consulship in 59 BCE. But Caesar's real ambitions lay beyond politics. As governor of Gaul, he embarked on a series of military campaigns that would cement his legacy. Over the next 8 years, Caesar conquered vast territories, defeating formidable enemies like the Helvetii and Vercingetorix. The Gallic Wars not only expanded Rome's borders, but also filled Caesar's coffers and bolstered his popularity. His commentaries on the Gallic Wars served as both a military report and a propaganda masterpiece, portraying him as Rome's protector. By 50 BCE, Caesar's power had become too great to ignore. The Senate, led by Pompey, now Caesar's rival, ordered him to disband his army and return to Rome. Defying this order would mean war. Compliance would mean surrendering his ambitions. In a moment that has become a symbol of no return, Caesar crossed the Rubicon River in 49 BCE, declaring, "The die is cast." This act of defiance plunged Rome into a brutal civil war. Caesar's military genius was on full display as he swiftly defeated Pompey's forces at the Battle of Pharsalus. Pompey fled to Egypt, where he met a grim end, assassinated by agents of Pharaoh Ptolemy. When Caesar arrived in Egypt, he was presented with Pompey's head, a moment he reportedly met with both grief and disdain. Caesar then became embroiled in Egyptian politics, aligning himself with the young Queen Cleopatra. However, by 46 BCE, Caesar was the unchallenged ruler of Rome. He was appointed dictator, initially for a limited term, but soon he was named Dictator Perpetuo, dictator for life. Caesar used his power to implement sweeping reforms. He reorganized the calendar, creating the Julian calendar, which remains the basis of our modern system. He enacted debt relief, restructured the Senate, and extended Roman citizenship to more provinces. These reforms showcased his vision for a more centralized and efficient Rome. However, his consolidation of power alarmed many in the Senate. To Rome's elite, Caesar was no longer a reformer but a tyrant, threatening the Republic's very foundations. On March 15th, 44 BCE, the so-called Ides of March, Caesar attended a Senate meeting despite numerous warnings. There, a group of conspirators, including Brutus and Cassius, assassinated him in a brutal attack. Caesar was stabbed 23 times. According to Suetonius, his last words were not the famous dramatic phrase popularized by Shakespeare, but a silent resignation to his fate. His death sent shockwaves through Rome, marking the end of the Republic and setting the stage for the rise of the Roman Empire under his adopted heir, Octavian, later Augustus. Julius Caesar's life was a masterclass in ambition and leadership. He reshaped Rome, laying the foundations for an empire that would endure for centuries. His name became synonymous with power, giving rise to titles like Kaiser and Tsar. Yet, his life also serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of absolute power. Caesar's story is one of brilliance and betrayal, a reminder of how the pursuit of greatness can inspire both admiration and fear. His legacy, though forged in blood and ambition, endures as a cornerstone of Western history. Thank you for joining. Now bye.